Hello and welcome to T3 and our E3 Bonanza, and it's been a vintage year for the gaming conference, and leading the charge has been Sony with its PlayStation Vita. The handheld console, formerly known as the NGP, was announced earlier this week at the press conference, and Sony announced details of release dates and also pricing. Let's start off with the release dates, and it's tipped to land in the US before Christmas, and we're in no doubt the UK release date will quickly follow. When it comes to price, the Vita will be priced at €249 for the Wi-Fi or €299 for the 3G model. Now, we use the power of an online currency converter to figure out that the UK Sony Vita price will be £223 for Wi-Fi and £268 for 3G. We managed to get a preview of the Sony Vita ahead of the press conference, and our deputy editor Matt Hill was there to bring us all the latest. Here's what he had to say about the console and also some footage of the device.
I only had a day to play around with it, but it's hardcore gamers are going to be very pleased from my initial trial of it. But I think mainstream, it's very big is the first thing that occurs to me. Well, the original PSP was 4.3 inches and this is 5 inches, which doesn't sound a lot, but it is actually quite sizable. You can feel the difference and you can see the difference. And the resolution's a big thing as well, being double the resolution. I mean, on something like Uncharted, which is obviously one of the big launch games, you can now see people in the distance, so you can accurately take them down like through the gun sights, whereas previously, shooters on the PSP, you'd have to very much be up close and you wouldn't be able to do that. The bigger the controller often, it's a lot more comfortable. I mean, I'd rather play with a 3DS than I would with an iPod Touch, but the iPod Touch is a different type of controller. But this is very ergonomically designed, but it sacrifices portability for being a very nice thing to hold and play with. I mean, it's the kind of thing you will carry around in your bag, but the advances for portable gaming are just very clear for all to see, really. It's really powerful. I mean, it's quad core, but as well as that, it's got loads of control inputs, as in it's got the touchscreen on the front, there's a touch panel at the back, which interacts with games. I absolutely love the analogs, and I can't wait to play Call of Duty on it, and FIFA and all of those kind of games which absolutely need analogs. They're really, really nice, and they play as close as as anyone's ever seen really to the PS3 and how it plays. The touchscreen was good. The rear touch panel I'm not so hot on. There's a game on Little Deviants which is basically like whack-a-mole, and things appear either front on or back on, and depending on which way, you have to tap either the front screen or the back screen. And I kept missing on the back screen all of the time. But then the guy that was demoing it, to be fair, said, you're not used to it and it will come with time. And there was another one of the games where I was like trying to move it like you would with like Super Monkey Ball with an accelerometer, but you actually needed to tap the screen. And he said to me, like accelerometers weren't around like 5 years ago, you wouldn't have known to do that, but now you do. So I think it will just come with time. Obviously we only had half a day to spend on it. What I'd like to see it do is something like FIFA or PES. If you could drag your players around with the back screen so you don't have to take your fingers off the controls, that would be a really, really good solution. It's interesting to see with these new inputs, when they've never been done before, it's interesting to see what people do with them.
For Matt's full hands-on review and all the latest news, reviews and features on the Sony Vita, keep it locked to T3.com.